Welcome back to another episode of Jaw the Cup with KayRay. Today is a special episode. We are celebrating our religious holiday. Happy Halloween, everyone!
Ooh, yes. Halloween is the best.
Yes. Halloween is one of our favorite holidays, and it's actually one of the first things we bonded over. I remember one of the first projects I ever saw you work on was a Halloween series, photo series that she did. It was really creepy. It was with like clowns and weird creatures in the woods, and you shot it on film. And I remember Ruby showing me, there's this girl that shoots on film, and we were trying to find a photographer that shot on film. We really didn't know any other women that were photographers that were shooting in film. We really wanted to find that like specific niche, and then I saw that you shot a Halloween series, and I was like,
checked off all the boxes. I know.
My soulmate.
It's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
And that's literally what actually is the first thing I ever saw yours, and I was like, yes,
awesome.
This is back in 2014.
Yeah, I remember shooting that, and we like posted on Instagram or Tumblr, and it's just, I don't know. I've always had this fascination with like scary things, spooky things, and it's nice to find a tribe and a group of girls.
Yes.
A coven, as you will.
A coven, as you will.
That appreciates this kind of stuff. And
we had so much fun doing Halloween together every year for the last projects. If you've seen us, if you've been following us, Halloween is our holiday because every year we do a duo costume, and I feel like it's so much fun. So why do you love Halloween so much? What was it about Halloween for you growing up?
Honestly, I think I really enjoyed... I watched a lot of horror movies growing up. Maybe ones I shouldn't have watched.
I did
but,
too.
But, without parental supervision, they're just like, they're just watching random
What's up with
movies.
that?
I don't know.
I really believe that, like, parents did not give a
yes.
when we were younger.
They didn't care.
I watched Exorcist when I was 4.
Yeah. That's insane.
This is why I have trauma.
Yeah. I remember watching The Ring like in grade 3, and just like The Shining.
Also why I have insomnia. Literally have insomnia because I watched too many horror movies when I was little.
Yeah.
And then now my imagination runs wild. So I actually have difficulty sleeping since I was a kid because of horror movies. I
was still able to sleep and dream while
you don't care.
Affect
you don't care.
I think maybe, I don't know, some astrological person can speak on this. I do have a lot of Scorpio sun rising.
You are Scorpio, full
I'm very attached to the underworld, apparently through my signs.
Yes.
Through my signs.
Through her signs, she says.
Ruled by Mars planet. I don't know. Whatever the case being. Welcome to my dating profile. So, but also like exploring abandoned places,
I know
haunted houses,
which I don't love. But you do that.
Cemeteries. I'm just down exploring. I don't know, and I don't feel it's this weird thing in me that I don't feel scared, or what I recently started realizing that how have you guys put it in the past? Not afraid of dying or something, or just like no awareness. Just that whole idea of things.
Villa and I had talked about that. Yeah. She literally walked. I told her, she's like just tunnel vision. She'll never look around to see her surroundings or be aware of what's happening. She's just kind of like la da 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 da.
Just like a
which
belief.
Is fine and great in a way of like, yeah, sure, let's walk around. I'm constantly looking around. I know exactly when someone's about to hit me from the back. I know. Maybe that's childhood upbringing. That I have to be aware. I grew up with 2 brothers. I just had to always be on the edge. Mode. You never know.
Yeah.
But I feel like with you've just been like, what? Huh?
And in that sense, I do feel like a white person. Yes. Because maybe I'm trying to like seek a thrill.
Yes, you do seek a thrill. We've talked about that.
Adrenaline. Yes. I do want to like seek, like I feel like I seek like, I want to see a ghost, or like I go hiking, I'm like, maybe I'll discover a dead body here or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. The difference is that she really thinks that nothing can happen, and I'm constantly
and nothing has happened.
Paranoid. Well, bitch, things have happened to me. So.
Yeah. And we will soon find out.
Yeah.
But this is why this contrasting duo works. You know what I mean? We balance each other out. We sort those fears out for each other.
She has me around to experience thrill
through you secondhand.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want it. Please, universe, please.
And what I think we've grown to realize is that I enjoy like more of, I guess, that scarier, spookier horror stuff. Mm-hmm. And you are like the queen of Halloween Town.
Yes.
So it's like that type.
Tim Burton is one of my favorite, as you can see with my t-shirt. Tim Burton is one of my favorite directors, and I love the theatrics that brings Halloween. I love the fact that I get to dress up and be a character. I feel like that's where the actor side, filmmaking side thing I love about that is just like bringing a world together. My version of Halloween that I love, like just the theatrics of it, like decorating and getting ready and, you know, becoming that character. I love watching Halloween episodes of like shows and like how the character, I don't know, I love Halloween as like the entire idea of it. And I also obviously love Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so I just loved witches. I loved anything that had to do with Halloween and witches and spells and potions, and so much of like manifestation comes from being a witch, you know. And like I still love psychological thrillers and like I love that. I love those types of films because like Jordan Peele's movies are like now my new favorite type of genre.
I love how Jordan Peele is his own
he is his own genre.
Just anything. Also the Twilight Zone,
like those
those
eerie type of things.
Black Mirror was great for that too.
Black Mirror is great. I think for me, and why we also bond over this too, is that I love making horror. So I can make scary shit. I can come up with really scary stuff or like eerie things and make that. Maybe I don't love watching horror anymore because I know what it does to me.
Yeah, fair.
But I also love the thrill of making horror. I think that's really fun. Actually, Jordan Peele says something similar. He said that it was horror movies because he was scared of them. He was so scared of them, it was almost him conquering his fear to make them.
Wow.
And I was like, that's exactly how I feel about them. It's like almost like seeing how it's being made helps
calm down that
Speaking of I want to bring someone that's here with us today. Jappe is in the building. Let's bring her in. Hi, Jappe.
Hi.
Just like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Not cute. Should we get into some spooky stories?
Yes. I've had some really spooky experiences in my life. I feel like that's maybe why I'm very freaked out by things. And once I experienced that, I was like, this could be real life. That's insane. So I had an ex.
Getting really into that. An ex.
I had an ex.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Yes, a boy. Oh, no. It was crazy. So I had an ex that was a little bit of an interesting character. By day, he seemed like he was the sweetest man. Very sweet, very kind, very loving, very funny. And by night, something else would come over him.
Oh, were you dating a werewolf?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. No, specifically at the witching hours.
Okay.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Listen, in Saki.
Amrit Villa.
But
it makes sense. It's very like
it is a very spiritual hour.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. So every night at one point, we would be on the phone and the clock would strike 2:30 and I would hear some strange noises, like a heavy breathing. And like it would be a breathing that would be like almost like
okay.
In the middle of a conversation,
conversation,
like switch.
Sometimes he'll say, "Wait, I see something."
And then
it was switch. And at first it sounds like he's trying to scare me or fuck with me,
sure.
right? No. Like he would literally like, oh my god, I see her again. Yeah. And it'd be a figure of some sort.
Did he ever say who?
He didn't know who it was. And that entity would be there. And then literally his voice would change. And it would start getting deeper. Like straight up what you see in those movies. Straight up from The Exorcist.
Oh.
His voice would change.
Oh.
Who are you talking about?
Oh.
His voice literally would change.
Oh my god.
And then I would feel bad because I didn't know, like, I couldn't cut the phone. At first I did. I used to cut the phone and then I wouldn't hear back from him until later. Yeah. So I was straight up like, stop trying to scare me.
Okay, you didn't
And I didn't even believe
Oh,
it.
shit.
And then I realized that, wait, it's happening too often. And like, then I started staying on the phone.
On for too long.
Yeah. When the bit goes on for too long.
When the bit's real.
Yeah. I would not make out any proper words. And I would literally start doing Simran. Like I would literally say, Waheguru, please, go. And then finally it would go away. Okay. And like, and then my ex would like be like, I don't know what just happened. And like he'd be freaking out.
But he remember?
No. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that happened so often.
Yeah.
And then at points of time they said something like, you should leave, you should get out of here. Yeah, they said, yeah. It would say that they're talking to me.
Yeah. Saying that to her on the phone.
Sometimes in a different language, like something.
Not code switching.
No. Yeah, very scary things. Oh, no. And his family also, like, they would have like really weird stuff. So I knew it wasn't just him. Like his family, like I was close to his family as well. His cousin would like tell me really scary things. She would have sleep paralysis a lot. So she would see images and figures as well. Just like scary, weird things. They had like people do black magic on them. So it was like very eerie things that they would experience that I was like, hey, I need to take a step back. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We even went to like the Gurdwara at one point. I'm like, yo, what's the like Punjabi Sikh version of this? Like what priests do in movies? And like, can we do some sort of cleanse? Because it was like that scary. And then I watched the movie Split.
Nice. Yeah.
I watched the movie Split and I was like, and I guess is me trying to find the more logical reason. Yeah. But I remember watching that thinking, is that what it was? And that was years later, right? So I'm like, is that what it was? Like, no, I can't. Possessed. Yeah, and
either way, that could still be a scared experience for somebody who. So
and then I actually saw it happen in person one time. So we were at school and we were in the staircase, and he was kind of getting aggressive with me. And mind you, he started to become very aggressive, like over time. Or sitting at the stairwell, and he just looked at me, and his eyes were like glazed over. Ew. And he started clenching his teeth and like grinding his teeth.
Oh yeah, he was possessed.
And I literally looked at him like, what the hell's going on? And he started squeezing my arm, and he was squeezing it further. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And the bell rang, and he switched out. Yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
That's fucking nice.
Yeah.
Was that only a certain phase that you experienced all this in the relationship, or did it happen till the end? Or
it was definitely towards the end of our relationship. It was like like the last year we were together for like 4 years.
It was happening.
Yeah, it was towards the last bit of our relationship, and then he actually like experienced other things too, where he would see things at people's houses. And it was like really getting out of control.
I'm sure it took a toll.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah,
right?
definitely has some sort of connection. Yeah,
that's scary though.
Yeah,
especially so young.
We were only like 17, 18 years old. Bali, you have some sort of story.
Yeah, it's a little quick, spooky little story that my grandmother shared with me.
Okay.
So my grandmother's brother, who was a farmer, he was walking through his fields one evening, and He checked up on his fields, and now he's returning home, and the sun is setting. And all of a sudden, he sees like a couple of 100 meters maybe down the road, somebody laying on the ground, and
On the road?
on the dirt road, like between the fields, so not the main road.
Okay.
And I feel like because, you know, especially during that times, they hear these legends and stories. So he kind of had an idea about this certain entity.
Okay.
Because as he's getting closer to this body laying on the ground, it kind of like slowly gets up. And it's dark shadowy, so you can't really make out who it is or what it is. There's like another fork in the road, and he like takes that route instead to kind of like not even basically make any eye contact with it. And so now when he took that other path, his back is kind of towards this entity, but he hears that shadowy figure start calling out his name.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm
And
sorry. Nope.
he doesn't look back, but obviously it's in the shape of kind of like looking kind of like him, and he's like Jugandar, because that's his name. So basically it was like a shapeshifter entity, and in Punjabi they call them Salede or a Saleda.
I didn't even know that.
And it just started calling out his name like Jugandar, and he did not turn back because you're not supposed to like make any contact with it, not even look at it, just like avoid it. And in his mouth he kept saying Simadan and just like walking home and stuff. But the fact that he experienced that and so normalized in that generation.
Wait. So then what happened? So
then he just kept walking away, and then the entity, like I think when he got to the end of the road, he kind of turned around and it was gone. It wasn't there anymore. Like the voice kind of faded. Like he gave up on it. But like a lot of, like, if you ask your grandmother stories, and like they all have these stories that they just don't say it, like, unless you ask them. But a lot of paranormal stuff that generation has experienced a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in Punjab, in the villages. A lot of spooky entities, guys.
Shooketh.
I want to ask the audience if they know about the legend of the Ray Lawson
Yes.
vampire.
Whoa, what?
Vampire. It was the lady with the backwards feet.
What?
Okay, all right. No. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
There's
there
a
was
vampire.
What?
What? I don't know. I'm from Mississauga. I don't know this.
The vampire, now, I don't know this man, and I'm so sorry if he's a nice man, but there's this man who walks at night in the Ray Lawson ends, and he looks like Count Dracula, basically, like pale face, tall, lanky.
Is the Slender Man?
vampire. No, like literally, apparently,
Oh my god.
my cousin's has been witness to him many times. I don't know about the lady with the backwards feet, though.
There's a lady with backwards feet. Okay, the story. This happened to a few different friends of mine, where they picked up a woman who was asking for a ride.
Whoa.
And this lady's like, you know, like an older woman, like a BB vibes. This is during the day. That's the worst part.
Whoa.
So during the day, this person's asking for a ride. Obviously, people are like, okay, yeah, poor little lady. Like, let me go drop her off. And then they would drop her off close to Malton, I think. That's where the area was. Like, so from Ray Lawson to Malton, it's about like a 20-minute drive.
Barefoot?
They wouldn't look
Probably.
until after.
Because I know a Malton lady that walks barefoot.
So it might be the fucking same lady.
No!
Because they're old areas.
Yes, she would get dropped off, and then some people would actually look at her feet and they would be backwards.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my god. This is wild.
Yeah.
I have another question for the audience. If anyone knows what a bitten apple left
Yes, I've heard
at
that.
the front of your house
Yes,
means,
yes.
please explain.
Also, broken roti.
That too.
Broken roti, I've heard it being at the thing. 3 nails in your fence.
Okay.
Depending on how many kids are in the family.
What the hell?
Yeah.
This is news to me.
Yeah.
It was third year of university, and me and my cousin were roommates, which was great. I had insomnia those years anyways, but there were like little...
Often FaceTime each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
In our student apartment, so it was like a common space with 5 bedrooms. My room was all the way at the end corner, and we didn't even have like lights in the room. It was just natural lighting because we had huge windows in there.
Okay.
And then we had lamps, like our store-bought lamps and whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There were these 2 weeks where for some reason I just could not turn my lamp off at night because I felt too scared. It almost felt like every time I tried closing my eyes to go to sleep, like something was waiting for me to close my eyes. So it was like a dorm rooms. We also had like large sliding mirrors, right? And like my bed would face the mirror, and I know in feng shui it's not a good thing. So because of that, I even like flipped my pillows over, so I'm like facing the other way. Like I don't want to look that way. Again, like I felt like anytime, right when you're about to close your eyes, that last moment, like I would snap awake again. I'm like, no, I can't go to sleep. So I remember one night my cousin and I were like going over notes or something, and she's like, hey, can I tell you something? I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, I don't know, the past 2 weeks, like I haven't been able to sleep properly. And mind you, she's never had sleeping problems. And she's like, yeah, I haven't been able to sleep. Like I keep my lamp on all night. And very similarly, she's like, I feel like something's waiting for me to close my eyes. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
And I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, girl, I'm like, not to scare you, but I've been feeling the same fucking way. And me and her like look at each other and we're like, just like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, oh, there's a spirit amongst us. There's definitely a spirit amongst us. Has to be. And then one night, maybe a few days after, we're going out for the weekend. We go to our friend's place to whatever. And then I come downstairs to my room. She was a floor above. I come downstairs to my room to grab my purse. So I'm just like walking down the hallway. And I'm not kidding. I'm getting pushed.
What?
Like, I'm like being pushed.
What?
And I'm like
in your room or in the hallway?
down the hallway towards my room. And I'm literally like so over it because I'm like holding the wall. I'm like, yo, listen.
What
like,
the heck, Japan?
I'm like, whoever is here, I'm like, you're welcome. Just please don't bother us, please. After that day, I went to sleep like a baby. Never felt that energy again. Literally, just everything went back to normal.
What?
So you're telling me you felt somebody do
like
this?
I was being pushed to the wall and I had to hold the wall because I was wearing heels as well. I was like walking to my room, and in the hallway right next to the bathroom doors, I'm like getting like pushed and I'm just like,
dude,
because one thing I learned was like just be nice to the spirits.
yeah, 100%.
So I'm like, whoever you are, you're allowed to stay here, but I'm like, please just don't bother us, don't fucking push me, like
boundaries.
You could stay here. And after that, never felt that again.
Oh my god.
Like next night, turned the lights off, went to sleep.
And it
like
was nothing.
That is so scary.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, man.
Good for you standing up for that ghost.
Fight that ghost.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
You're a
you're not
Ghostbuster.
doing this.
Such a Ghostbuster.
Oh my God.
No.
Face my fears.
Oh my
No
gosh,
biggie.
she said.
You're so inspo for me.
Yeah.
It's like when they say like that's like how we say in the witch hour or
Yes.
Amrit Villa. It's like that veil between our life and that life,
Yeah.
afterlife or whatever is very thin. That
The
veil,
dimension.
the dimension.
Yeah, speaking of that veil, I feel like LA has that veil. And it's very strong.
Like
and
that frequency there
That
in that
frequency.
sense,
So
yeah.
I would say like that LA is considered a spiritual hub, is a spiritual portal. And it's the place where all your dreams can come true, literally. Manifestations can come true easily. but it's also the same place where all the demons can come out and sway you and distract you. So I feel like that's why there's such a big contrast when you see a city like that, where people are so successful, so rich, doing so well, making their dreams come true. Everything looks so glamorous and beautiful. And then on the flip side, it's also, there's so much homelessness. There's so many people that have mental health issues that are, you know, going there to make their dreams come true, and then they get swayed in a very scary way. And I've experienced most of the scariest things in LA, but I've also experienced the most wonderful things there. You know, like it's yeah. And I'm also like, yo, you could experience weird shit anywhere, right? But I feel like I've really experienced some weird shit in LA. One time, I went with my friend Money Jessel, and then I also went with my cousin Sonia, and we were staying at a hotel in Long Beach. And for some reason, I don't know why I gravitated to staying at this hotel, because it was like a Holiday Inn, bro. Like I had stayed there already before, like 2-3 times. So I remember like we had a long day. We went to the beach and we were just exhausted. You know, when you go to the beach, that feeling after, you're just like, oh, I just want to take a quick nap. So we were taking a nap, and basically after that we were going to go out and party. But during that nap time, it was Money and I in one bed and my cousin Sonia on the other bed. And mind you, I definitely shut the door. We definitely locked it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should.
Yeah.
That's good. I heard the door open. And I was like, and you know, like a hotel door is pretty loud, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I heard it open, and then I look over. I could feel Money like right beside me. Mm-hmm. And then I look over and I see Sonia still in bed. I thought it was Sonia.
Oh my God.
I look over and I see Sonia, and I'm like, she's still there. What the hell? I look over.
No.
And I see a tall, maybe 6'2" white man standing there.
Like actually?
Actually. And he's jacked. He looks like a motorcycle, like those Hell's Angels type of white man with like a crazy mustache. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And literally, Money jumps up and screams, because I thought maybe I'm seeing shit, right? So I just said, what the fuck? And then literally, Money says something, she starts screaming. Sonia looks over and she starts screaming. She started, we all just started screaming uncontrollably. And he literally looked at us and he's like, and he just took his hands up and he started walking away backwards.
Oh, sorry, my bad, guys.
Just whisking away. And I don't think he realized how many of us there were.
It's not real. It's not real. I would have done that. It's not real, guys. It's a dream.
Dude, he literally walks away like that. And we're like, what the fuck just happened? He like leaves. And we're like, yo, did he like think it was the wrong room? Or... No, he was standing there.
Okay.
You could tell right away if you're in the wrong room. Like you come in, like, oh shit.
Our stuff was right in the front. We had bathing suits right in the front, like heels and stuff right at the front. So how did you not know it was in your room? He just was standing there when I looked at him.
He's assessing.
Well, and I don't think he realized how many of us there were. And that's why he kind of like backed up and he left. We like called the security right away. We're like, yo, someone just came into our room. What's going on? How do we like figure out this situation? Because why did that happen? How did he get in? Our room was door was locked. We're girls. You know what I mean? Like of course we're locking the door, right? So we end up calling the security guy. Security guy was this like younger guy. Didn't really care. He's like trying to hit on us while he's trying to figure out this whole thing. And he's like, yeah, I checked the security cameras and yo, I didn't see anyone in the hallway.
No.
So one of two conclusions.
No.
Either he's a ghost or the hotel's in on this. Whatever this was going to be real life.
And this is why we need people like you, because I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah.
No, we were confused. Yeah, I think we had one of those scenarios. Yeah, we were very confused.
Like some kidnap sitch.
Oh,
oh my god, that could have easily been some trafficking.
Yeah.
Thing. Oh my, thank God you guys woke up.
No, yeah.
I heard the door,
and I just started screaming.
Yeah,
like he's a raccoon. Yeah.
Raccoon.
Yeah, or a coyote. You know when you're supposed to scream or something.
Yeah.
I just didn't do that.
Become bigger.
Yeah. This next story.
This happened to a friend of a friend.
This next story happened to a friend of mine.
So when we were younger, I think this was probably when I was around 11 or 12, my cousin, he's a year older than me, but my cousin is legally blind from birth, okay? And when we would visit him in this house, and mind you, I hated this house to begin with. Like, there was something weird about it. Hated being there. Every time my parents took me, I was like, oh, fuck this. Like, I don't want to go. Me and my other cousin would kind of like watch my cousin and just kind of like just chill around him and whatnot. And he would tell us like he's going to go play with his imaginary friends. And we're like, haha, go for it. Like,
okay.
Yeah, see your imaginary friend, rip it. Like, go hang out with him. Because one sense doesn't work, his other senses are extremely heightened, all that. He'd be able to walk to the basement by himself and all that. But like me and my cousin wouldn't go check on him in the basement because it's dark. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to turn the lights on.
Shut up.
But like we obviously would, but we're like, we don't want to go to the basement. The basement's scary. But
we'll sit in the dark in the basement even if it was blind. That's still so scary.
That is already so
the visual of that is still so scary.
Like,
like fine, he's blind, but still just like I'm playing with my friends.
And we're like, okay. Go. Anyways, because when you're younger and you hear someone have an imaginary friend, especially like by the age of 12, you're kind of like, okay, like they exist, but like whatever. So we didn't really question it like that, but like anytime they're like, yo, you go get him from downstairs, it's time to eat, I'm like, no, you go. Like, I'm not gonna go get him. Then they moved. Just a couple years ago, while we were all at my uncle's house, we were just talking about old memories, and he brought up that house, and he was telling us how either like a pundit or someone who's like religious who probably visited them or something was like, you got to get out of this house. Like there's no good energy here. Like, you guys need to leave. And then my uncle starts telling us, he's like, so this guy tells me this. He's like, I'm already skeptical because, I'd hear pande dishes moving at night. And I'm like, and mind you, I'm not really paying attention to whatever this conversation was here. But then like, as like I'm picking up a few keywords, I'm like, what house are you talking about? And then he goes on to tell us, yeah, we actually found out that a young boy died there. And then me and my cousin who would watch our cousin looked at each other like,
whoa.
Was that your friend?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bro.
What?
Did you tell your cousin this?
As soon as I heard this in the family room, I went to his room and I'm like, with my other cousin, I'm like, remember that friend you had?
Yeah.
Remember you had this imaginary friend? He's like, oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was real. We're like, what? You knew? And he starts laughing. He's like, ha ha ha, I don't know. And we're like, okay. We will never know.
Strange energies. Hope you enjoyed this spooky segment of Jaw the Cup with KayRay. If you have some spooky stories, please do share with us. We love to hear them. I also just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Of course, first and foremost, Sambal by Jappe, who always makes me look so glam and so beautiful. Make sure you book Sambal by Jappe. Thrifted shirt by none other than Thrift Easy. Make sure you check them out. That's thrifteeze.ca, and you can find tens of thousands of items per personal, unique items that you could add to your wardrobe. Make sure you check them out. And they also have a crazy sale right now for Halloween costumes.
Wow.
Make sure you check them out. Last but not least, the spookiest girls of all, make sure you check out By the Collective with a K for all of your creative agency needs. Videography, photography, graphic design, all of the things. We got you. Until next time. We love you.
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.